So the problem is too many people are losing money, especially beginner Amazon sellers, when it comes to ordering units and determining how many units you can actually store at Amazon's fulfillment centers. I see it way too often that a lot of beginner sellers end up ordering thousands and thousands of units, expecting to send every single unit from their supplier's location the whole way to Amazon's fulfillment center. And if you're a beginner seller, you're going to be limited on how many units you can actually send. So today I want to cover how to actually figure out for your specific account, because it's going to change depending on the account, how many units you can actually store at Amazon for your own account. So the first thing you need to do, go to Amazon Seller Central, log in, and go to your Manage Inventory screen. Here you'll see all of your products. I just have them filtered down for my test account here so you can't see them. And then if you go to Shipping Queue, which is right here, select that. Once you arrive at the shipment queue, you'll end up seeing all of your previous orders that you've sent to the fulfillment centers. You can really dive into that. But what we're actually going to focus on is the bottom here where it says restock limits and storage volume. So I'm sure you may not know this, but you can actually click this and it's going to bring up a layer of another menu. What restock limits is going to tell you is how many units you can actually send to Amazon and how many you are currently storing or on their way to Amazon. So as you can see here, I currently have for my test account 26 out of 1,000 units that I'm able to store. Now, how do you increase this number? The better your performance is with daily sales and your inventory performance, Amazon's going to grant you more units to be able to store at their locations. If you're just getting started, this could possibly be 200 units, it could be 500, it could be 1,000. You really don't know until you look at it for your specific account because there's so many factors that play into this. So this first section here is only for standard size products. These are the standard size according to Amazon's product tiers of what I can send. So you could send some oversized storage as well, along with some apparel and footwear and so forth. So they are entirely independent from one another. Let's go back and focus on this one here. So if I were placing a new order that I wanted to send to Amazon FBA, my maximum shipment quantity is 974 units. I could not ship any more than that. Now, does that actually mean that I can send 974 units? This is where a lot of people make mistakes. Now, the second one here, and I'll minimize this one, is our storage volume. So this is the actual footprint of all of our products being stored across Amazon's fulfillment centers. And more than likely, they're going to limit you to a certain amount of volume that you can actually have at those fulfillment centers. So currently for me, I'm storing 0.72 cubic feet, which is a very, very small amount. And Amazon is stating that I actually have no limit for my current storage limit. Now for you, it may say 10 cubic feet, it could say 100 cubic feet, or it could say no limit. That is going to vary depending on your inventory performance index score. Now here's where things can get very interesting. Let's say, for example, I was limited at 1 cubic foot, and I'm currently at 0.72. Now I know that for a fact, if I sent 974 units, I would exceed that volume limit. I only have 0.28 cubic feet left. So Amazon will actually prohibit you from sending in more units if you've exceeded your storage volume or you exceeded your restock limit. So before you leave, let's just cover a quick example so you can fully understand this. I'm going to bring up this picture here. So let's just say this is our product. The dimensions that we're interested in are 12 inches by 6 inches by 6 inches. So that is equal to 1 foot by half a foot by half a foot. To calculate your cubic feet, all you have to do is multiply all the feet together. So 1 foot times half a foot times half a foot. So this one product is equivalent to 0.25 cubic feet. Now let's go ahead and say that for this example, we have a maximum inventory level of 1,000 units. Great. But we also have a limit here. Let's say that we have a limit of 10 cubic feet. So what I would do is I'd pull up the calculator and I would take the total amount of cubic feet that you're allowed and I would divide that by the cubic feet per individual product. So we can store a maximum of 40 units before we begin to exceed our storage volume of 10 cubic feet. Even though we have 1,000 units we can send, we'll quickly exceed this limit that we've set for ourselves in this example. So I hope that teaches you how many units you can actually send to Amazon FBA. Just because this number is high, it doesn't mean that you can actually send that amount of units. It all depends on your storage volume as well. Thanks for watching today, guys. And one last piece of advice, do not forget that you do pay storage for every product that you send into Amazon FBA. If you do not have to send in 3,000 units, do not do that unless you know that you're going to sell those 3,000 units within 180 days or less.